Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale, and I am so excited right now. I have on one of my favorite pro players in the entire world. You may know him right now, currently standing at the top of the EU bracket in the Crown Championship Global Series. It is none other than DK Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here on the channel.
I am so happy to have you on. Thank you for joining me. I actually wanted to get you on the channel, way back in the day, but, hectic schedules. So I'm so happy we were able to connect. You've been dominating in CCGS. You're known as a really, really good Three Musketeer player, one of the best in the entire world. You're often top 50 in the entire world. Let's take a look at your profile here. You are a beast, man. You finished 37th in your best season. Way to go. First off, before we get into the deck that we're going to be sharing today, which I really love, it is this deck that's on your screen right now, guys. It's kind of the new meta version of Three Musketeers with Bandit and Battle Ram. We're going to have some live matches. We're going to have some deck reviews and guides. It's going to be a jam-packed episode for you guys. Maybe even I'll hop into a match and DK can tell me all the things that I do wrong. But before we get into all that stuff, DK, tell me how it is performing live in your very first live tournament.
Yeah, it was my first tournament, and I did great last week.
You did.
So basically, I wasn't stressful. I was calm in the event, and it plays on my favor. So I'm glad of my performance, and I'm just a little bit sad about my last match against Surgical Goblin, but he's a beast.
Yeah, that was the match, I believe, that had that stealth bandit, right?
Yeah, that's stealth bandit with 1 HP left.
Oh my god, that was so crazy, man. I honestly
I
think
didn't see her.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't see her. She was I didn't buy some troops, so unfortunately.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find that clip and I'm going to play it right now for the people at home in case they missed it, because it was like this sneaky hidden bandit and it eventually lost you the match. You had a pump on the arena and you otherwise probably would have won there.
Yeah.
That was tough
yeah,
break,
the
man.
fish coming, and if she didn't hit my tower, basically I win, I think.
I think so too. But enough of that bad stuff. Let's talk about, you have a really interesting story before we get into the deck review about how you almost didn't even participate, right, in the Crown Championship?
Yeah, true. At the beginning, I only played round 1, and then I subscribed for all the days of round 2 of CCGS, but I wasn't confident when I saw that there was about 1,000 people participating every day, and so I said to myself, there is no way I can succeed, so don't try. And then my parents and my friends, they told me, you're good at this game, why not trying at least once? And then I tried and I succeeded on my first attempt, so it was crazy.
Your very first try. Congrats, man. And thank you to DK's family and parents and stuff and friends for talking you into it, because you've been absolutely dominating, man. That one loss that we talked about to Surgical was your only loss so far, am I correct?
Yeah, true.
So good job, man. Good job. I'm rooting for you personally. I said in the beginning that I think that you were one of the dark horse candidates to take the entire thing, and so far you're proving me right. So I don't want to jinx it, but good job so far, man.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. And I got to meet you too, which is really cool, over in LA. So are you enjoying, is this your first time in the United States, and are you enjoying it?
Yeah, the city LA is beautiful. We visited the Universal Studios and I don't know, the alley with the stars.
Yeah, Hollywood. Yeah. The drawing a blank. Yeah, the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, exactly. And I really enjoy the city. It's beautiful there.
That's so cool. And obviously from the accent, you guys can probably tell you're from France, representing France, right?
Yeah, true.
Very cool, man. Okay, well, let's get to the actual deck here. First, I want to, before we get into how to play it and get into the live matches, first tell me how you feel about the Bandit in this deck. Obviously, it's a recent addition. She, you know, a couple weeks ago or so received that big buff. Why do you like the Bandit, and what card would you sub in if folks at home don't have a Bandit?
So basically, the Bandit is one of the best cards in the game right now. She dashes so quick that sometimes when your opponent doesn't have a good counter in his hand, she goes over the tower. So yeah, it's one of the best cards. And if you want to replace her, you can use the Knight. But the Bandit is really in this meta, the Bandit is really better than the Knight.
Okay, and I agree with you. The Bandit is so good, but you know what? There's also, you know, a different strategy around the Bandit. Some people will play her all by herself if they know their opponent doesn't have a lot of Elixir or a good counter right at the bridge. And especially in a Three Musketeer deck, you're probably mostly using her as kind of a pseudo tank for the Musketeers. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. You can split your push and use Battle Ram on one side and Bandit on the other. Or if you don't have enough Elixir for Battle Ram, only use Bandit as a tank.
Okay, how do you decide which side to put your Bandit on and which side to put your Battle Ram, or does it not really matter?
I like to put my Battle Ram on the side of the solo Musketeer, because Battle Ram can tank more than the Bandit, and the Bandit on the other side.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because you're kind of mitigating your risk in both lanes a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And tell me about the deck in general, especially because it's a Three Musketeer deck and they're so popular right now. I really want to know what your philosophy, your mentality is in the first 2 minutes versus overtime when you can really almost cycle Three Musketeers. How much damage are you willing to take on a tower, and how much of a priority is getting pumps on the arena in the first 2 minutes?
Yeah, in the first 2 minutes in the game, like you said, you want to take the Elixir advantage by placing your pump, and you don't have to be afraid of taking damage on your tower. It's something that obviously your opponent is going to punish you because you place your pump. But when you go on double Elixir time, it's your time to shine, and your opponent will have a bad time to counter your pushes.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this might be obvious to some people at home. Oh, we got people requesting in the clan. Let's close this. Actually, you have to close it because it's my baby account that has the leadership. But
Okay.
what I wanted to ask is, before we get into the live matches, is one more question. One thing that people have difficulty with, especially with so much lightning right now in the meta, is if you're going against a beatdown deck, maybe it's a Lava Hound deck, or maybe it's a Golem deck, and they play a Golem maybe aggressively at the bridge, or it's coming down the lane, and you know they have lightning and cycle. How do you deal with that? Do you push the other lane with like a Battle Ram, or do you place Three Musketeers all on one side behind the tower to kind of save one of your Musketeers? How do you handle that situation?
So if they put a Golem at the bridge or a tank at the bridge, yeah, I use my Three Musketeer on the same side to defend. I use my tower as a lightning rod.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have enough Elixir, I can place the Battle Ram to tank all the lightning. But
Okay.
yeah, basically that's what I'm doing against beatdown.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a common mistake maybe to play your Three Musketeers in the center, because then you don't have that lightning rod with your tower. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Because
Okay.
if they take all of your Musketeers with only one lightning, you're dead.
Yes, that's very bad. So, you know, I'm excited to get into some gameplay. Do you mind hopping into a match?
Of course.
Sweet. Let me know when you're in. Okay.
I'm in.
We are with you. So maybe I'll ask you a few questions, but I don't want to distract you too much. So let's see. Will you play the pump as your very first card, or do you like the opponent to make the first move?
I like the opponent to do the first move, but
Okay.
here he has the pump, so I have to go to punish it.
So that was a very, that's why I imagine you don't. That's a good example of why you don't want to play the pump first, because you were able to really punish
Yeah,
your
he
opponent.
almost lost his towers on the first push, so
Yes.
I'm feeling really good in this battle for now.
And now that he has the Elixir lead at this point, you decide to go ahead and play a pump of your own.
Yo, so he played the three Musketeers on the same lane. I'm going to do the same thing.
Now, that was a pretty bad move by your opponent, right?
Maybe he knew that I was playing the same deck, so
When you go against a mirror deck like you are right now, I just feel like you have such a huge advantage if you play your three Musketeers after your opponent. That way you can face them on your side of the arena.
exactly. And if you can counter push with the two living Musketeers, you can do a great job by counter pushing.
And now you're
But he
sitting...
has fireball in,
Go ahead,
he
sorry.
has fireball on this matchup, so it can be an advantage for him.
Yeah, that's very true. And if you know, so during the first 2 minutes, I imagine part of your mindset is trying to figure out what spells your opponent has. Is that right?
Yeah, you want to know what is your opponent's spell, so you can basically know if you can push with your musketeer on the same side, or if you have to split them.
If you knew your opponent has only lightning and zap, say, as their spells, but they're not playing a three musketeer deck, would you play all three of your musketeers in the same lane?
If they have can
Go
you
ahead
repeat,
and
please?
go ahead and concentrate here, and I'll ask you in a minute. Sorry. Oh,
Oh,
just barely
that
got you
hurts.
there.
Yeah, I'm afraid because when I put my three musketeers, he fireball them, so it will be hard to defend right now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big push on his part here.
Yeah, I think I'm dead right now.
I think so. I think I'm going to blame myself, DK, because I wouldn't shut up in your ear the whole time that you were trying to play. Let's do one more match and get that loss out of your get that loss out, and then I'll play a match and make you feel better by losing miserably.
So I'm gonna try another version with the Goblin gang instead of regular goblins.
Okay. Now, looking back at that match, because I assume something that you probably do as a pro player is you probably watch a lot of your replays and try to figure out what you did wrong. Kind
Yeah.
of
When
replaying
I
that.
lost, I always do that.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
So it's good to hear that. Well, first of all, it's good to. I mean, I know it's not good for you, but it's good to know that like really good players lose too. You know, just for the rest of us mortals out there.
Yeah.
But looking back, just replaying that last match through your head, is there something that you think? Was there one thing that you think that you made a mistake on?
Yeah, I think I should go for the trick run when he puts his three musketeers on the same lane. And push harder than that.
Okay.
Because
we'll hop
if
into
he
another
used
match.
9 elixir on one side, he's vulnerable on the other side.
That's true. That's very true. And then even if you're forcing him to commit elixir to defend at the very least, and that will kind of mitigate the damage done on in the three musketeer lane.
Yeah, it would be easier to defend the other side if he had to defend.
Yeah, why don't you hop into another match here?
Okay.
And then I'll hop into one. All right. This time I'll try to shut up and stop asking the tough questions right in the middle of a big push.
So right here I have pump in my starting end. I want
Okay.
to.
Ooh.
Oh, so he started with the golem.
So this is one of those situations, if he's playing the Golem Lightning that we kind of talked about here, you know? So
Yeah, exactly.
are you going to try to defend not using the 3 Muskies, or are you going to use them?
I'm gonna use them.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't have rockets.
I
If
know,
so,
right?
I'm dead. So we take obviously damage on my tower, but hopefully I can counter push.
Yep. That was actually pretty good because you still have the pump up. Your 3 Musketeers are almost full health here, so that wasn't the end of the world for you. Let's see if he has any direct damage. No. You know what, DK? He's got to be playing 3 Musketeers as well, right?
Yeah, I think so. He has the deck with the 3 Musketeers, Golem,
Yeah.
maybe Goblin Gang.
Because if he had another spell, he definitely would have used it there. So good job. You have the Elixir advantage, and you took a tower. So good job there.
Yeah. I want to defend my tower because I know he doesn't have a spell, obviously, so...
That's a good point. I was going to ask you that. Okay, so this time you're going pretty aggressive against his King Tower.
Yeah, I think he's low on Elixir right now, so that's why I tried to go for his King Tower.
Yeah, that was a very aggressive battle ram for him. It looks like, wow. Looks like that's going to do it, man.
Yeah, I think he gave up.
He probably gave up at the very end there. Well, hey,
Yeah.
good job. a nice strong 3 crown to follow up the loss. I like it, man. I like your style. All right, so I'm going to go into a match. Are you ready to spectate me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Actually, if you recall, you actually visited one of my clans, You visited my clan, and you gave me some live coaching. So let's see if I can put some of that to use.
Yeah. I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna play the same deck, but I'm actually gonna use Goblin Gang instead of Goblins. So a little bit slower on the cycle, but a little bit better defensively. Otherwise, it's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
I'm currently 8-0 in this grand challenge. Let's see if I can continue my win streak here. So hopping in right now. Are you in?
I can spectate.
You can't?
Yeah, I can't show you.
You know what? You got to hard exit out the app and reload.
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay, so right now I'm just kind of cycling here. My opponent has Zap. I'm gonna cycle to my my pump here. I kind of wasted a Dart Goblin there. I'm gonna pull You can't?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you can. Are you in?
Yeah, I'm in. So
Okay.
you use the defensive golem to...
He used a defensive golem there, yes. I think that's going to work out fine for me. Look at the bandit. She's going to come back on my side and help me out. I love that. Just a second late there, unfortunately, with that battle ram. I was going to try to distract the baby dragon. I'm going to take some serious damage.
Yeah, but the battle ram reaches the tower, so it's nice for you.
Now, would you pump here if you were me, or would you play bandit on defense? I don't need it. Forget it.
To defense.
Okay. So not a bad start for me, but I do have 1 pump down. So right now my hand is Ice Spirit, Goblin Gang, Bandit, and 3 Musketeers. What would you play here?
The 3 Musketeers on the same side.
Sorry. The answer came a little bit too late. All right. Here comes 3 Muskies. Let's see what he's got.
Oh, yeah, rockets.
Okay, so I'm gonna lose that tower. I think he has Goblin Gang. I'm gonna be ready for the zap. Nope. Okay. It's okay. I'll take that trade. I'm gonna let the golem just go here. Oh my god!
Yeah, but you...
Oh my god, I played that. But he doesn't have rocket up. It's okay.
But you did a great job by putting your bandit on the other side to not allowing your opponent to support his golem.
All right, what do you think about this 3 Musketeer play I just made here? I didn't want to give him 2. I'm going to go for the 3 crown.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay, I'm not going. It doesn't matter, though. That was okay. I'm okay with that. Zap. Yep. So should I pump now, or should I... Oh, this is tough.
No, you shouldn't pump. You have to split the 3 muskets, but
Okay.
hopefully it will not reach the tower.
Okay, that was all right. Could have been worse.
Yeah, you have a good counter push right now.
Yep. I'm gonna go all in at this point. All in. Going all in. Got him. Got him!
GG, you did a great job defensively and offensively too, so you did a great match.
Thank you. Do you, so... Do you want to... Can we quickly go through that replay real quick if I share it? And maybe you can tell me what I could have done better, though? I felt like a few of those decisions might have been bad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll share it real quick. And... So I'm going to click watch, and we'll pause right at the beginning. Let me know when you're there.
Okay. I'm there.
3, 2, 1, play. All right, so... This is what you missed in the beginning. I was a little hesitant with my opening move, but basically, he pumps at the same time, or actually right after I played. Okay, forget it. I forgot what even happened. It was my game. I forgot what happened, DK. So that Dark Goblin was probably not the best play there.
Yeah,
I was trying
that's
to...
unfortunate, because if you placed the battle ram, maybe you should have done more damage to his tower.
Yeah, and this is where you tuned in right here, but you're totally right there. If I had placed that battle ram first instead of the Dark Goblin, it would have been much better for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, the bandit, you can see how strong the bandit is right now. I mean, she single-handedly takes down the rest of that skeleton army, that goblin gang, and then finishes off that golem.
You were a little bit too late with your battle ram to tank for the baby dragon, but you reached the tower, so it was fine.
Yeah. Now at this point here, yeah, I decide to pump. That's an okay move, right? Pumping here?
Yeah. And it did the same, so...
So at this point...
Even in Elixir, so...
And this is the part of the match where you would have done differently than I would have, right? Because I played the bandit, and you said you probably would have just played the 3 muskies first, right?
Yeah, expecting the lightning on his deck, but...
He had rocket instead. Luckily, that rocket I was able to do, but like take out like half the HP off that golem before the rocket contacted my my 3 muskies.
Yeah, and you did a great job by putting your bandit on the other side. I didn't knew that he has a rocket, so you didn't allow him to support his golem. Otherwise, it could have been even worse for you.
Okay, so yeah, in retrospect, I guess it was a good decision, even though I had no way of really knowing that at the time.
Yeah.
So Dark Goblin finishes the job on that side. I'm leaking Elixir, really unfortunately there. And this is kind of where...
You did great, because he has to use his rocket on the other side, so he only could support his golem with the baby dragon, which is fine.
So this is where things get a little dicey. Thankfully, that Battle Ram did a good job holding up all those support troops. And look at the Dark Goblin. He is doing work.
He did an amazing job.
He did.
When your opponent doesn't have a log on his deck, it's very hard to counter the Dark Goblin.
So here, again, that Ice Spirit really came in handy.
Yeah, true, because he was going for the pump, so
Yeah. And this is it, really. I just go all in here, not really worried about the Night Witch on the King Tower, and I was able
Yeah, you
to
had
get
a
my
great
9th win.
touch. He was low on Elixir, and you did the right move right now.
Well, DK, I owe it all to you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You did great, man.
Thanks. You provided me a lot of coaching on this deck when you were visiting the clan. I am not bashful for asking people for advice when they visit us. So I would encourage you guys to do the same. If you even have a clanmate who's better than you in a specific deck, especially, go ahead and ask them for advice and critique and stuff like that. So that's what I did with DK, and I feel more confident than I have in quite a while with Three Musketeers thanks to your help. So I just wanted to thank you again for coming on the channel, man. It's been a pleasure talking to you for the first time. I'd really like to get you back on the channel at some point, and just wanted to wish you the very best in CCGS. Do you have any parting words or shout-outs before we let you go?
Not really, but I want to thank you to invited me to the channel. I really enjoy your content, and I hope I will do good for the next week of CCGS.
DK, it was a pleasure having you, man. You're one of the nicest guys that I've met in the community. It's been awesome having you on the channel, and continue repping France so well, my friend. Best of luck, and I'll see you soon, man.
Thank you.
No problem. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did. I thought it was fantastic reviewing that Three Musketeer Bandit deck with none other than DK. Make sure you check out my YouTube sponsor, Bren Chong. You can find his information in the description below. And with that, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, take care, guys.